Scorpio. It's probably going to get dark in this video. The sun is going down, but this is not a prophecy. Just joking. This is just a little moment that we are experiencing now. Sunset is a very interesting time, and yes, there is something sunsetty about Scorpions anyway, something harvesty, something autumny. So let's talk about the next 20 years and Pluto going through Aquarius. So they get together, get going, let's do this, do that. Alternatives are no longer with you at the moment. So what I mean is people coming up and patting you on the back and, you know, smacking you around, having fun with you. Also different women or men wishing to be close to you. You have to get rid of it now. So that means that the flurry that was previously appropriate for Scorpio, and all of this action and all of these words and all of this flirtation or all of that money or all of that juice is probably going to now start to simmer down. The idea is not to be very aggressive or emotional about it. If you're no longer paid by a client, that's probably a very, very good idea why. If you are no longer invited to a party, that's probably going to be seen as to why later on. If you have so many friends and then all of them just don't care about you suddenly, there's going to be very nice actually indeed, because what basically we want to do is we want to get a very nice result, and we do want to start Aquarius Pluto time with a nice simple safety. It starts in Rabbit Year, of course, 2023. So basically what I'm trying to get to you, what I'm trying to relay is that it's not about bulk. It's not about like mega big bucks. It's not about a huge giant life. It's not about a giant variety of people to talk to. It's actually just about the chosen 5 or 6 people sometimes. Maybe it's just about having enough money to eat and sleep, you know, or just having enough energy, you know, to experience life on a very, very minor level, and not to have feelings for all of that. Just try to hone in on just very, very simple things. And here I feel that a lot of Scorpios might get offended and be like, okay, look, girl, you are living in a different world. My God, look, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got a ring on my finger, I got another ring on my finger, I got it all happening. Like, this is all about la la la, the party person, or the very, very excruciatingly silly person. Okay, I'm sorry. Like let's get this on. Okay, so basically, we don't have to be proud of that variety also that we've had to experience or had to deal with. For example, having lover after lover after lover. Not that proud. Oh, no. What era do you live in? Are you like primitive or something? Are you a little bit medieval? Yeah, maybe. But basically, we are here to get things right, aren't we? So let's get things together. So what I feel for you, what I know for you guys, is that there's going to be a lessening, and that probably already is present. You know, a little bit less money in the bank, a little bit less attention, a little bit less interest from the opposite sex or the same sex. Just doesn't really matter. Okay, so basically we have to feel here and stay soft and not get hard. So it's not like, oh, how dare they not pay me for my time? What the hell? Like, I've only got five people see me. Like, out of 500 people I had see me, I've only got 5 people. There's not really a point to get emotional or get cosmic about it. It's not a good idea to go to a witch to get some kind of a spell. It's not a good idea to go to psychics, try to get them involved in your life. I would actually stay out of magic tricks. I would go directly into the wholesome, nice, simple nervous system of what you've actually got going on. What is actually going on? And that's very important. What is actually at your house? What is going on in your home specifically? Homes are very lucky for us during this time. Also, Pluto, is kind of going through that area for you. It is about the home, it is about the house, it is about the family systems, and it is also about conscious, nice, simple, and relatable care, and having a very nice and doable past, and very interesting and nice, sensitive future based on a simple, probably product, or based on a very, very simple life method, based on a very simple cooking technique, or just a very, very simple day-by-day job that will probably give you all of it a very nice, simple, and sensitive life. I mean, how about it? Imagine if all of your problems were just gone. that would be great, wouldn't it? So the idea basically is to shorten things down. For example, if you're paying a lot of bills, get them out of your life. If you're paying for somebody else, get them out of your life. If you're making friends that are not really meant for you, they're not really proportionate to you, just let them go. Like, let them get gone. You know, if you're doing so many things for people and you're answering so many calls and you're making so many friends, did they ever do anything for you? Did they help you? Did they financially or energetically or, I don't know, somehow biologically, physically help you ever? So like the idea basically is to get things out, because there is a scarcity and there is a lack in some ways, or like a smallness, like a shortening. And then another way, there's also a macho-ness, energetically, macho-ness, bigness. And just a simple small idea or just a simple small rule book can do a lot. So a few very simple ingredients in your kitchen and you're great. You're like on fire. You know, just a few very simple words and you already know what's up. Just a tiny reminder and you already know what time it is. A very, very small thing can also be something that could be a stick in your wheels, meaning not knowing that you have a parasite that could eventually dislodge your whole body. Having a small conversation with somebody, making a little comment on their website or something like that, and then not knowing, but that's going to be a whole storm of hatred. Having a little small tiny bit of something, and yeah, that could be poisonous for you. So basically the whole idea for us Scorpios is to make it fine that unlike some other people in the world, we might not get as many choices, doors and frequencies, but we will get pretty wholesome, good, obvious results if you just look at how freaking simple and good you are and how simple and relevant your life is. So this is not about looking for things outside the country, outside of your situation, outside of yourself, outside of anything. Just try to get in and hone in on just some very, very smart words that maybe you've already once said. Maybe you have already been somebody, maybe you've already done something, maybe you've already had the job of your dreams, maybe you've already done a few things that were pretty good, and try to cook that up. So like the whole idea basically is not to go out on adventure as it looks like everybody's gonna go on adventures. It's more about honing and being homely, being housely, understanding how you're keeping your house. Like, oh my God, I don't want to give a reading about this, but like seriously, how you keep your house, like the simple things in your home. Do you respect yourself through the way that you run your house? Are you okay with that which you've got? Like say if you've got mold growing in the fridge, like do you really want to even look inside that fridge? Do you even want to eat anything out of that fridge? I'm not quite sure. So like the whole idea basically is to get wholesome if you want until like seriously, okay, 2023, here we are. Until 27, like understand that quite a lot of your anxiety and have to do it, have to be here, have to be there, have to be Superman, have to be somebody else again. Anything that is giving you almost like flight, a lot of energies might be giving you flight and addiction and emotion. It's like, I'm going to be so happy when this happens, or like, I'm going to be part of this incredible team of people. Like all that, my God, like all of this, like all of this really incredible stuff. Actually, underneath it all is just a cry for something very simple. It's like, I actually really just need to get some sleep and I'm hungry and I want a hug. Some of it just has to be okay at that point. So quite a lot of these ideas and feelings could be very taxing. Also, quite a lot of uneconomical schemes. Also, cryptocurrency, let's do it. Cryptocurrency already has kind of died. Honestly, like at the root system, what root system? If it ever would have had a root system, yeah, it didn't even have that. So that's the thing. But here we are, crypto giants are coming back up. There's going to be so much like crypto stuff, internet stuff, psychology, extraterrestrial studies, weird sort of little cliques and groups doing weird geeky stuff online, AI technology for some people also completely following that pattern. Okay, fine, 2026, 27, my God, let it go. Okay, go for it. Okay, go to the stars. You want to go to the stars. You want to be like, wow, you want to be a fantastic person. Maybe some of you guys are like really dreaming it. Okay, great. It's just such it's not, I'm not going to say too much. It's just such a shitty life, like sitting in front of a computer all the time, or like being like awake at like 3 in the morning, like researching AI technologies and cryptocurrencies. Like how boring. Like how boring am I for ever having to do that? So basically, I've also been kind of like one of those freaks, not with crypto, but with AI. Like I spent like, I don't know, 2 days of my life on that, like 3 days of my life looking at AI. Wow, that was a long time. So yeah, exactly. I value my life more than that. So like that's the thing. It's like, okay, right. It doesn't matter. So basically, don't get stuck in front of a computer, boring video games, boring TV, boring jobs. It's very, very nice though for you to get through and into the next dimension. So this is quite crazy that I'm saying this, and I know that a lot of people don't know where the hell I'm going, but okay, as you hone into your simple earthly life and as you get inside of your simple normal job or your simple normal day-to-day things and you become wholesome and hopeful, suddenly there is a giant leap towards creativity and consciousness that comes from the real place, which is the heart, obviously. And 2027 could be one of those giant leaps for many, many Scorpios, as they might no longer want to do that very simple thing every day, as it might not any longer be available, like the house is gone or the relationship is done or something like that. And then there's a huge, almost like ginormous, like Christ-like mission. So like in 2027 there is like a giant leap of technology, maybe there's a giant change in life, change in the universe, and you seem to really want to take the bull by the horns. But please consider respect, my God, also as well, because you could basically be shitting where you are eating. You could be taking the mickey out of your grandparents or your parents and not be able to eventually benefit from their love or their care or their presence in your life. I mean, my gosh, there is going to be a gaping hole maybe in your heart if you like shit on a person basically, or you tell them off or you tell them no. And then eventually you have to come back somehow. So also that is possible. Like, I'm going to be famous. You guys, that's it. My little life is done. I'm going to go to the city, going to get famous, and then I'll see you later, okay? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So basically, this could be just a month of your time. Also, I'm seeing like 2027, 2028, 29. There could be a huge kind of like a leap and wanting to be like a celebrity again, or wishing to have twice twice more than you can actually carry, or wanting to eat twice more than you can actually chew, and then wanting other people to also forever love you on that level or wish for you all these amazing bright and colorful things. It happens. There is a huge ending in the world. There's a huge global market crash and probably a few other kind of naughty things happening, and then suddenly, yeah, of course, the Scorpio goes up when everything goes down. Surprise. And then eventually, surprise. And eventually, basically, what we have to do is we have to draw you back into like the home and the humble things. But that's going to probably be in another place, or it could be in similar places. It just depends. So I'm seeing like it's kind of an Icarus thing. It's like you're sitting it out, you're being a kind and humble human, you're still nice to mom and dad or whatever. And then you're like, I want to go out there and be a miracle person, and failing, and going home again. I don't want you to experience that. But that is very, very. It's not maybe a karma. It's just very important that you give yourself some padding there. Always have your things safe, have those people safe to your heart. Sometimes a person and that bond could actually be more meaningful and worthy to you than your passport and your wallet and all of that thing. If that even really matters, if cash even matters in 2028, 29. But then eventually, basically, you have to go home. You have to go home. And some people have to find religion again. Some people have to go into religious studies. Some people go into cults and like little sort of hermit existences. And a lot of us won't really have to be there, but like I feel that nature will do that to some people. So 29, 30, 31, 32, there is probably going to be definitely very, very angry and emotional Scorpios trying to make something happen that's never happened on the planet before. Maybe there's going to be giant political religious movements and uprisings, or like upstanding. So there's going to be close communities and specialty centers and like Buddhist monk revival all over the planet and like all that kind of stuff. But we don't really want to be that sane just yet, because I do understand there is sanity in it. There's kind of like a question mark. Also, like the feeling of the deluge, and we have to sort of like somehow feel what it is that you've always wanted, the places that you wanted to claim. I feel it is about care. I think at the end of the day, it is about still kind of mom and dad and, you know, people. And I know it's kind of maybe poison to you now, like say if I'm talking about life and life after death and all that stuff, you know, you probably don't really want that stuff. You're like, look, I just want to make some money, I just want to have some fun, I just want to be like a cool guy, I want to be noticed again, I want to be noticed, I want to be noticed, I want to be loved. Do you think I'll make it as a singer? Something like that. So in the 2032, it is such a good day. Okay, so 3032, okay, leave it. Like, if you want, you can go into a very, very different way of life. Maybe some of you guys, like, even before all of this happens, maybe you've already planned to have a very exotic way of living your world. Maybe you've suddenly somehow come out of it all and you've decided that you wanted to live in the hills, probably, or that you wanted to be outside and also to be in nature where nobody else is. I definitely don't want to say too much about drugs or alcohol. I think that's really harsh. There's going to be a huge game of that. It's just really, really nice for some people to really get to know you also at the same time and to get to know that which you are. So if you want, you can portray yourself as really honest. Um, you know, being very honest and very conscious and say to people how you believe life will happen or what you think or trust the world is, and maybe people will hear you out. So I feel that there's like a heartwarming feeling 32, 33, 34, 35. You know, there's probably like a less undoubtful and less kind of poisonous or less freaky or frisky version. And eventually, after teaching people for so long, like say teaching yoga or Buddhism or I don't know, like Hare Krishna or like Kama Sutra or Christianity or Judaism, anything like that, I feel that there's going to be quite a miss if you don't fully find it also fun. So, like, yeah, the adventure of being a capitalist also can happen. There's still going to be some of that in the world left over. So it's still going to be there. There are, well, of course, there are ways to really get involved. I'm just kind of feeling that there's kind of like a weakness that I'm seeing in Scorpio. There's like a spindliness or like a thinness, a fineness. And then eventually, there we are. You will get probably gone from certain areas that you don't need in your life. So this is like exiting the martial arts schools, exiting the banking system or the Rockefeller culture, whatever. You're going to inevitably start to grow yourself up all over again and not really want to do that old thing anymore. It's like, yeah, I used to be a headmaster of this thing. I don't like that now. So basically what I'm trying to get to you, and what I'm trying to put here is that all of this very exotic and very high-flying material, I think, is only really going to surface during the early 30s because you are open for it too. So all of the psychedelic or emotional or emotionless behavior, all this extreme or infidelity or infantility, all this sensuality, sexuality, or gossip, or like worth or worthlessness that could happen, like the drama, like the ego of Scorpio really involving in things and wanting to be somehow better portrayed or even special to someone else. That's not going to be, I think, always this way. I actually feel that even if you spent like 5 or 6 years like teaching a little tribe like how to survive, or you know, working with kids or working with like high guru stuff, is just going to be like, oh, what a bore, like unless you're really crazy. So I think that it usually takes a really emotionally unendowed person, unendowed, it's like emotionally uncomfortable person to be there for a long time. So wherever you're gonna go in the 30s, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, yeah, about then, I think it's just going to be not necessarily where you want to go later. So it's going to be like a little bit of a mirror of where you were once. Maybe you were acting out your great grandfather's dreams. Maybe these are not really yours. Maybe these are political dreams. Maybe they're religious, or they are artistic or creative dreams, but they won't necessarily have anything to give you later on in time. So trying to find you some stability and credibility during these scary times. Okay, in 2040s, I feel that you're going to have to be at the beginning up until about 44, as we are only covering Pluto in Aquarius segment. You will have to be so good and so thankful and not care so much for that stuff anymore, like being rich, being famous, wearing the robes, shaving your head, getting tattoos, getting all the doctrines just flying out of your mouth, you know, singing mantras, you know, being like a big rabbi, or like a very big Christian priest, like a very big one. Maybe you don't necessarily want it. So that status and that kingship that you might be looking for might not actually service you until later, when you are reviving your memories. You'll go there and you'll say, well, all of that inevitably grew me into this, and that's where it was. That's it. So it was like a phase or a stage. I don't also think so for some people. Very uncomfortable or psychotic, not necessarily psychotic, energetically uncomfortable people might not be able to leave positions of power and greed. So greed over other people's opinions, greed over other people's power, greed over other people's thinking patterns, need to be around a very beautiful girl, or like this amazing big house, or like wanting to have so much, or being around so many people that are doting on you. That's going to come in 2030s, 31, 32. Some Scorpios are going to be ravenous and just so hungry for some kind of control and a need to really be here with somebody, like, hold me, love me, I want this to matter. And then eventually 44, it's not going to be so. I'm actually seeing you really golden, and 40. Okay, it's going to start 40. 41 is going to fall a little bit. 42, 43, it's going to be like a nice big plump apple. Your energy is going to grow into a nice plain state, and then that is going to be probably like the worst emotion, like energy. Is like, wow, why didn't I see? I wasn't actually me. This whole thing I've acted out wasn't actually who I was. And then comes Pisces, and it goes like Pisces, Pluto, and it goes, why don't you just be who you are, man? I like you exactly as you are. You have a little bit of weird thing here. I love it. You have like a little bit of a limp. I like it as well. Actually, you know, I like you, good chap. I like all that you are. Sorry, it's like the sun is going down, so the quality of the video is a little bit funny. So that's going to happen probably by the end of the Pluto show in Aquarius, and it's going to be not that much time or money that you get with anything else unless it is so fully you. Now, don't miss this. Okay, if you are here and it's 20, like 41, 42, 43, there is a layer of innocence coming into Scorpio. There's like, I just really like toys. Or like, when I was 14, I met this girl and I've never stopped loving her. The sky is so beautiful. Like, wow, look at the rainbow outside. That's the most perfect and beautiful part of Scorpio during the last days. Let's not get weird. Okay, like during these last times, and of Pluto in Aquarius, and is going to be a very nice knowing and a very, very big telling of a certain type of climax or a difference in the world. There might be quite a lot of difference to look forward to. If a Scorpio is all of a sudden not caring about power, not caring about physical strength or agility, not caring about taking something from somebody, not taking care of themselves excessively either, they're just not mean anymore, and they're just like, hey guys, I think I'm really in love. Actually, you know what? Like, I really understand what life is about. That's where basically things are gone. So you have to understand that's not maybe who you are regularly, but that is probably who you are not knowing that you are. So we basically have to evolve that personality trait that is the more kind of slightly epic and like fragile and sensitive. It's almost like this is the souvenir me. Like, it's almost the souvenir me. What do I mean? Souvenir you. I mean, it's like that person is such a caring sweetheart that it's almost impossible that they would ever exist. So like we want to go there. We want to get into that nice, sentimental, sensitive, curious, colorful, and almost not necessarily childlike, just not like bad. It's just like conscious and like kind of cozy self, because that's who you probably are always. And then all of these other selves, like I'm the king, I'm the mastermind, I'm the one with the wallet, I'm the one with everybody who knows me, and I'm the one with the friends. Like we got to basically evolve you out of them people that you could potentially try start to be during Pluto Aquarius. You probably might actually, I'm seeing some Scorpios live out like 5 or 6 different lives. Yeah, during Aquarius Pluto. So it's like, now I'm the mother of my children. And then like I'm kind of the cabaret girl. And then I'm a really wise housewife. And I'll just tell you, I'm really savvy. And then I'm a YouTube celebrity. And then I got a passport, don't touch me. And then I have this, I have a wife. Yeah, that's right. I have a wife. What do you think about that, Dad? And then it's like, oh, and then I want to be a mom. And then, wow, I run away with a guy on a motorbike. And then, oh, goodbye. Oh, wait, I came back. Sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I just forgot who I was. And then that person happens, maybe. That nice kind of like, well, when I'm sitting at my mom's house, you know, because I came back to my mom's house, um, actually, I'm feeling like she's a really good person. I've really learned about her a lot, and actually shouldn't like make fun of her so much. And she it's okay. Like she's an okay person. You know, she's not that bad. You know, she wasn't actually that mean to me at the end. So that's the thing. It's like you could run around, you know, and push on your own buttons. You can push on your own self until it's time, and you basically run out of steam. So it's like rage, emotions, personality crisis, being 7 different people, wanting to be 4 or 5 different things, needing to be around people that don't matter, needing to be hurt or broken down or violently treated, wanting to stand up for a great orchestrated truth, like the truth of the Slavic people, or the truth of the Jedi, or the truth of, I don't know, like some Yoda business, you know. And then eventually, inevitably, it all ends and it all changes you into just a much better person. And all of it just inevitably comes to this like, wow, you know what? I've actually learned that I'm actually really happy about my life. So why not remind that to you like every single time? It's like, oh wow, you know what? Actually, life is pretty cool. That's okay. You know, I didn't know what to do, and then I don't know, did that thing, and haha, that's okay. Maybe it's just okay. Maybe all of that which is coming to you now, like coming to your hands, like all this romance and emotion, and like speaking parts in people's lives, and like, you know, the music industry, or like, you know, like doing stuff like around the show. Maybe that's not who we are as people. Maybe that's not who you've always had to be. Maybe that's just kind of like a way to deter you from actually understanding the holiness and the credibility of your own experience. So that was basically most of it. I think that's actually not all of it. I'll just let you know. Okay, Pisces, Pluto, starts 2023, 24. Is going, no, sorry, 2043, 44. There we are. Is going to be very emotional and burning and ask you, why can't you just be nice? Why? Where? You know, it's like a baby crying. Why can't you just be nice? Or like, why can't you just be tall like you know you are? Or how come you're not like this? Or how come you're not like that? It's going to really try and probe you into a pristine, good-looking, loving person. Like, why won't you be open with me? Why can't we have a talk about it now, you know? And that's where basically everything ends. And a lot of that fight and trouble and gaslighting or emotionality or all this, like, I suppose, sinfulness or emotional sequencing is going to be out the door. Like, say, for example, when you hold your child in your hands, like, or your grandchild in your hands, when you have that last look at that person before they die, you know, when you know that you are no longer wanted at your business or job, or you can no longer make money a certain way, when you understand that something is broken or lost, or when you are sitting on your own deathbed, sorry, I had to go there, that's when it's like that, you know, you're like, I've actually never really fully understood how wealthy, wise, and happy I truly have been all my life. So that's it. Like, how wonderful and blessed. Yeah, okay. That's it. if you want, that's something that you can hold on to, like after this little message. Oh, it's so dark. It's so dark. Okay, sorry, it's really dark in my video. Hold on to it, and maybe inevitably it won't go that far. What you are willing to do now, or where you're planning yourself to go, where you're planting those seeds, and like all that ravenousness and like sexuality and emotionality, maybe it won't need to go that far. Maybe just being happy with what you've got is always the answer and the big deal. So thank you very much, enjoy, and I will see you another time. Yeah. Happy Pluto and Aquarius. You still here? Okay. 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 Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.